Welcome back to the Shed of Knowledge. I am your old pal, John, the storyteller, here to talk to you again about something interesting. That's the name of this program, and thank you so much for tuning in. Today, I'd like to talk about superstitions. Even here in 2024, we as a people are still very superstitious. And I'm here to tell you, don't be. Do not be superstitious. There's a reason behind all of these superstitions, and usually it's simply something that was a cautionary tale or a behavior that people wanted to easily cure people of. And one easy way of doing that is by telling them that they will have bad luck or bad things will happen to them, some sort of nebulous uh, malignancy that not something specific, but something, you'll just have 7 years of bad luck if you break a mirror, for example. Something nebulous like that, and you don't want that. Oh no, nobody wants 7 years of bad luck. So anyway, I'm here to tell you, don't be superstitious. And if you are, it is actually like almost like a addiction, like smoking. You have to make steps to stop doing that. You're wasting your time and you're wasting materials on it. Now, I know a lot of people disagree with me, but that's just fine. Sometimes you get something called confirmation bias, and this has happened with a lot of people, where they do or do not do the superstition, and the outcome that they get is the desirable one or an undesirable one. It happens the way that the superstition has said. And so that is called confirmation bias. And a lot of times your mind will notice the confirmation of a previously thought idea, like a superstition, more than it will notice if it doesn't happen, or if it just goes on, and life goes on as normal. Well, anyway, so think about your superstitions and the things that you have thought happened, and think if they are real or you're simply getting some kind of confirmation bias. So let's talk about a few superstitions that are still around. For example, breaking a mirror gives you 7 years of bad luck. Now, where they got the number 7, I don't know, but I do know where they got the idea of breaking a mirror brings you bad luck. Back in the 1800s and earlier, glass making was really expensive. And so a lot of people had very few glass items, and mirrors particularly needed to be flat, otherwise you'd have a wavy reflection and it didn't do you any good. So getting a piece of glass flat required reheating, flattening it, making sure, and this, that, and the other, and getting something somewhere. For example, via a ship in America, for example, we didn't have glass making facilities here until after the Civil War. Pittsburgh, maybe right before the Civil War, I'm thinking. Pittsburgh Glass Making Company started making glass here. So that's why you see very small window panes in houses and businesses and such, because they had to be shipped over by ship, and a big piece of glass was likely to get broken on the journey, or at least more difficult. It took up more space. In a ship, you had to have all the packaging and that sort of thing. So glass was very expensive, and a lot of times, you see, they go out west and they might have one little mirror, and that's all they've got, to take with them when they're on their journey. And even back in the East, only the very wealthy, super wealthy people had big mirrors. So if you ever go into a historic house, don't walk right by the mirrors, because that was a sign of wealth. If you walked into a house and it had giant mirrors over the fireplace, it was like, wow, these people have some money. Look at those mirrors. That's the mirrors would have been more impressive than the gold frames that they might sit in. So breaking a mirror, bad luck. That was just a way to tell you that this is bad luck. Here's another one: walking under a ladder. I'm a maintenance man, uh, uh, to pay the bills. I'm an actor, but I'm a you can't make money off of that. Anyone who thinks that actors, other than A-list actors, are rich, um, yeah, no. I might make $2,000 a year. Uh, try and raise a family on that, pay a mortgage on that, buy a couple cars on that. But anyway, as a maintenance man, walking under a ladder is often something that might occur. And I don't do it. And it's not because of superstition. It's because there may be something on top of that ladder that could fall on you, or if someone's working on that ladder, they could drop something on you. That's the same reason if someone's working above you, don't look up. You'll get stuff in your eyes if they're, grinding or screwing or doing something, anything sort of work, sheetrock, whatever, it'll get in your eyes. Don't walk under a ladder because that's where somebody's working, or there's something sitting up on there that can fall on you. So that one is a safety precaution. That one there. Black cats crossing your path. That one I don't know. It might just be somebody who just didn't like cats. Don't know. Or black used to be the color of scariness and because of the night is dark. So the color black was scary. But you know that in Asian cultures, white is the color of death. So you don't give someone white roses. That's like a color of death to them in different cultures. It's something interesting. So theoretically too, I don't know what religion people are generally that watch this, but if you are an atheist, you shouldn't believe in that because the paranormal doesn't exist to you. And if you are a Christian, you really shouldn't believe in that because there's nowhere in the Bible that God says if you pick up a penny that's upside down, you're going to have bad luck. In fact, superstition would be the opposite of your religion. So there's my argument against superstition right there. Oh, I mentioned I was an actor. I've done film and television a lot, but lately I've been doing theater. And theater is kind of a different world. You act differently. You get immediate feedback. You don't get a second take. If you blow it, you just keep on going. That's one nice thing about theater. It's like film can take hours and hours and hours, but in theater, you're going home in 2 hours one way or another. You're going home. You might go home happy or you might go home embarrassed and upset, but either way, you're going home. So theater is wrought with superstition. And one of the reasons I think for that after doing theater is that it's very what's the word?